In ancient times, in a land called Judea, a bustling city named Jerusalem stood as a center for many people. It was a special place where different cultures and languages met, especially during important festivals. Our story begins here, not long after Jesus had completed his earthly journey and returned to heaven. Life in this period was rich with tradition and community gatherings. Many people traveled from distant lands to Jerusalem for religious celebrations. The followers of Jesus, a group of dedicated individuals, were awaiting a promised special helper. They gathered together, staying united and watchful, just as Jesus had told them to do. They spent their time in prayer and quiet expectation. Among these followers were the apostles, a small group of 12 men chosen by Jesus himself. They were central figures in this early community, entrusted with continuing Jesus's teachings. These men, who had walked and talked with Jesus, were now gathered, preparing for the next step in their journey of faith. Their daily lives involved teaching, sharing, and remembering the words and actions of their teacher. Before the main events of our story, the apostles and other believers were all gathered together in one place. They were a close-knit group, sharing a common purpose and waiting for a significant moment. They often met in an upper room, a quiet space where they could be together and pray. It was a time of unity and gentle anticipation. Then, a powerful and unique event took place. Suddenly, there came a sound from heaven, like a mighty rushing wind, which filled the entire house where they were sitting. And they saw what looked like tongues of fire that separated and rested on each of them. This was the moment God's Spirit came upon them, empowering them with a special strength and ability to share their message. Filled with this divine presence, the apostles were moved to action. They began to speak in languages they had never learned before. This was not born of confusion, but from a profound sense of awe and reverence, a deep respect for the power they had just experienced. They spoke openly and boldly, sharing about God's wonderful deeds to everyone around them. As the apostles spoke in many different languages, a large crowd gathered. People from various nations, who were in Jerusalem for the festival, heard the apostles speaking in their own native tongues. This sudden ability to communicate was amazing, but it also presented a challenge. How could this small group explain such a unique event to such a diverse and curious crowd? It was the start of something much larger than they could have imagined. The pivotal moment arrived when Peter, one of the apostles, stood up and began to speak to the crowd. He clearly and calmly explained what was happening, connecting it to ancient scriptures. He shared a simple message about Jesus, helping everyone understand the significance of the powerful event they were witnessing. His words offered clarity amidst the wonder. As a result of Peter's clear message, many people in the crowd understood what they heard. They felt a strong desire to learn more and asked what they should do. That very day, a great number of people responded to the message. They chose to be baptized, joining the community of believers and becoming part of this new group of followers. Over time, this new community continued to grow. The believers devoted themselves to learning from the apostles' teachings, sharing their meals together, and praying. They continued to gather, helping one another and welcoming new people. The group expanded steadily, forming a supportive and sharing community in Jerusalem. The story teaches us a valuable lesson about communication and understanding. It shows that when people are empowered, they can share an important message in ways that many different people can understand. It highlights how a community can grow through shared purpose and mutual support, bringing people together from different backgrounds. And so, the community of believers continued to thrive in Jerusalem, growing stronger and more numerous day by day. They lived peacefully, sharing their experiences and their faith, always guided by the Spirit that had first brought them together. Their journey had only just begun,